So what's on for tonight, Nadia? Give us some of the things you're going to be talking about.
Excellent. Well, first of all, thank you so much for supporting. Like you mentioned, there's an Ireland teacher who has actually been in prison for upholding his Christian values. So, like you said, there was a student who wanted to go by they, them pronouns. He refused to do it, of course, and the school kind of reprimanded him, suspended him, but he continued to show up to work. Why? Well, he didn't think he did anything wrong, right? I mean, he's not falling into the woke indoctrination camp of the pronouns, so he's just doing what he's supposed to be doing. And then they put an injunction on him in court, and then another justice had ordered the teacher to be arrested and everything. And in the whole process, he's kind of explained his Christian reasoning as to why he is not using the they, them pronouns. And yet they go ahead and they put him in prison anyway. And it's completely ridiculous as to why they're letting him do this. And I believe, if I remember correctly, one of the women from the courts, or it was a school, they said that they weren't trying to prevent him from being a teacher or whatever. Still, they were just trying to coerce him into essentially following the woke agenda, which is very weird. Wow. And the whole situation is just bad. And like you said, it could come across the pond over here as well. I mean, it kind of is. We're kind of seeing this stuff already.
Right. Yeah, this is something that we're fighting, not just in this country or Europe. This is international. I don't think it's in communist countries. I don't think Putin or Xi would allow this woke culture, but it's happening in countries that have, a supposed freedom and liberty. So what's happening over in Detroit with the Michigan governor's race, Nadia? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a hot race right now. I mean, obviously, the abortion is the biggest topic on everybody's mind right now, especially with Gretchen Whitmer, the current governor. She is crazy. She's all about abortion, this and that. And then we have the competitor, Tudor Dixon, very much pro-life. She is for no exceptions for rape, incest, or life of the mother. She's completely pro-life. So you have the two extremes, and I don't want to call the pro-life person extreme, but she gets labeled as an extremist, right?
But yeah.
The two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Right, two ends of the spectrum, and then you've got moderates. So a recent poll is saying 13% of people are still undecided on who they would vote for. And this 13% could really sway left or right and really make a difference, because right now Whitmer is up about 48%, and Tudor Dixon is about 35%. So this 13% could make a difference a little bit, and it really depends on those moderates. We'll call them moderates for the sake of discussion. Those who they're not fully pro-life, but they're not abortion on demand either. They're very much that crowd where it's like, well, I believe abortion's wrong, but only in like rape or incest could it be okay. Like, those are the people we need to try and sway a little bit more to the pro-life side, because if they are against abortion on demand, why would they go ahead and compromise their morals? Clearly, they do have some sense of morals. Why would they go ahead and compromise them to be completely abortion on demand type? So that's the situation going on right here. It's going to be a tough race. Honestly, do I think Tudor Dixon has a chance to win? Do I think Whitmer's going to win? It's hard to say, but I feel like Whitmer, unfortunately, might pull it out again. There's so many ads right now that are against Dixon. So many against her, completely railing her. And I don't see too many that are for Dixon for her own campaign. So, I mean, Whitmer's got the money, she's got the power, that she's really railing everything she has against her.
Yeah, well, the left seems to have the Soros money, the Zuckerberg money, and the Bill Gates money. So, yeah, they're able to run endless ads and endless billboards to try to destroy the opposition. So what's going on with the Aussie bishops?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so over in Australia, there's some Catholic schools that are, of course, again, falling to that woke ideology. They want students to use their preferred pronouns, allowing them to use unisex bathrooms, and even kind of relaxing the dress code a little bit. I mean, as you know, most Catholic schools have pretty strict dress codes. Mm-hmm. And so overall, it's kind of pandering to like the trans agenda in that way. And there's not much being said down there from the bishops, but if we want to contrast that to what a U.S. bishop that we were reported on yesterday, it said Bishop Thomas Daly from Spokane, Washington. He said, and I quote, "You begin to compromise the teaching, the classes offered, hiring practices, leadership of your board, and more and more. The mission becomes not even secondary, and then you cease to really be Catholic." And I think that's well said. I mean, the more that we pander, the more that we break down barriers and lessen our morals and our values, the more that we truly were not models of Christianity. We're not Catholic anymore. We were really falling to what the devil wants us to be at that point. So that's kind of the situation down there is Catholic schools are not being Catholic, really, I put it bluntly.
Unfortunately. Well, Nadia, thank you very much. And how can people watch you and get all this great information?
Yeah, so every night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, we're specifically talking about these ones a little bit more in depth, too. So please definitely come and check us out tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, as we also go live every night, every weeknight, 7 p.m. on our website, churchmilitant.com.
That's right. And this has been my new news, the way I obtain my nightly news ever since you guys came on. I dumped the other channels that I was watching, and I get everything I need from you guys every single night. Nadia, last question I have. Somebody asked, I know there's a big Catholic Chaldean community out there in your neck of the woods, in the diocese. My question is that the community that you're from? I remember I went to go speak to a bunch of men, about 300 men, probably about 2 years ago. Great men, Catholic Chaldean men. And people are wondering, is Nadia from that community? Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good question. There definitely is a Chaldean community out here. Personally, that's not where I would say I'm from.
Oh, okay. Got
but
it.
It is definitely a good community that's out here, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you ever see some of the leadership, tell them I said hi. I enjoyed my my time with them. I was with them about 4 or 5 days. Anything else you want to say about Church Militant that we should know about? Any spotlights, any mic'd up, anything else?
Definitely stick around for some important new programs we have coming out. Reclaiming Traditions, a good one, Marian Moments. Every now and then we do have spotlights coming out, so be sure to check up on our website, subscribe to our mailing list, all the good stuff so you can stay in tune to everything.
Perfect. Thank you, Nadia. We'll see you tonight on my television. Say hi to your entire team. God bless you. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's a wrap. The Terry and Jesse Show. Up next, more good programming from Virgin Most Powerful Radio. Remember, what's the goal in life? To get to heaven. How do we get to heaven? Live in a state of sanctifying grace. What do we do? Keep your eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Be a prayer warrior. Pray 3 times a day at least. Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Pray a rosary. Try to go to Mass as often as possible. Receive the Eucharist as much as possible before you drop dead. We're all going to die one day. And remember what St. Padre Pio says, pray, hope, and don't worry. Worry is useless. God is merciful, and God will hear your prayer.